Houston Rockets finally made some moves. We started off day one with Fred VanVleet
Mm-hmm.
signing his 3-year contract. Well, of course, everything can't be finalized until what, July 6th, I believe, is what it says.
Yeah, something like that.
But 3-year deal, $130 million contract. We find out that the third year is team option, so kind of makes it a little more.
Palatable.
Yeah, it's a 2-year deal.
I ain't gonna lie. When you first told me that yesterday, we were doing some other shit, and you told me that I didn't like it. Like I don't know if it was shock or what. But the more I thought about it, it's not that big a deal. Because he's a lot. Because I think I had it stuck in my head that he was just a point guard, right?
Yeah,
And then when we were talking, he's like, "No, he can play the two guard also." And I got to think, I was like, "It's right. Like this dude is used to playing with other ball handlers. He can play off the ball, and that just makes it more like we could be more versatile with our lineup. Sometimes he'll play with a man, sometimes he'll play with KPJ. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I don't mind it. And then another reason, and I don't want to step on your point because I don't know if you're going to say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's like you said yesterday. It's like there's no free agents coming down the pipeline anyway.
mm-hmm.
So we're going to take on this one, even if somebody wants to come get them from us. That's always an option. But it's like buying a house and selling it later. You know what I mean?
Yep. You buy now, sell later if you need to. It's an investment. I mean, I was looking at it. Of course, a lot of fans were like, "Who's this guy? This guy sucks. This and that." But you start to pick through the fans that know basketball, and a lot of them are like, "All right, he's defensive minded. He can. He's played on championship team. He's played in playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to be able to one play with the young guys, but also teach the young guys, men in them, how to play point guard the right way, how to deal with a lot of the NBA struggles that they dealt with. I mean, most of the guys were younger than 25 on the team last year.
Yep.
So
Not only that is like even though we consider him more than just a point guard at this point, he had his highest assist per game last year at 7.6, and that team did not have shooting.
no,
So I would say that we're a better shooting team than what Toronto has. So maybe that, if I mean, considering there's more people on this team who can handle the ball, if he could still give you 8 assists, I'm good with that.
yeah, and I mean, you're looking at a guy that you had, like you said, you had to spend money. You
Yeah.
can't just hold it. And he was one of your top guys. Ime wanted this guy, so you make your coach happy. And in all honesty, I mean, what do you have to lose on technically a 2-year deal? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there was no other point guards really out there that you were going to sign, and stop with the Damian Lillard trade stuff. That's not happening. Like, stop dreaming out there and stuff. So be realistic. Like, be realistic
And
here. Like,
it's like you said, it benefits us all in all aspects because it's 2 years for sure. Third year is a team option, so we can, if we need to, we can get rid of your contract after 2 years, so we can pay Jalen,
yeah.
and we're good. We Gucci.
Do you think that the 40 plus mil is too much for him?
Yes and no, because the reason I say that is because he was the number one person on the market. And Houston, they used, like you said, you had to spend money.
Yeah.
So what were you gonna do with it today? You're gonna you if you didn't give him one big contract, you were about to pay two or three more people overpay him.
Yeah. You technically are left with what's left on the market, if we're being honest here. And most people resigned, most people got traded. So in the end of it, it's kind of like, who is I going to spend this money on? I'm going to go get Dennis Schroeder and overpay him, or I'm going to go get Austin Reeves and overpay him even more. Just take him, like, you got to pay somewhere.
Not only that, this is the way I interpret it, is like you were competing with Toronto.
Yep.
Like on a technical basis, they had everything going for them against us, and our only play was money. So we had to make sure we gave him more money than them.
Yeah.
Probably substantially more than they were going to give him.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
You're stealing the heart and soul of that team that was
Pretty much
from the championship. There was some other moves that were made today. We did have a lot of trades. We'll get into some of those, but Dillon Brooks also got signed.
right.
He got signed 4 years, 80 million. From what I've read, it hasn't been official yet, but it's fully guaranteed all 4 years. From what I read,
So like I don't hate it because like a ways through that contract, the new CBA sets in. So then the contract's a little more team favorable. Who's to say he don't get his shit together and people want to trade for him?
yeah,
And then also like people are probably not going to believe it. This is true. Not this past season where he pissed everybody off, but the year before that, he was the number 2 scorer on that Memphis team. So that dude could sneakily still go get you 14 to 16 points.
yeah. Like looking at it from Fred VanVleet, Dillon Brooks, just the defensive side of it.
Yeah, because we were terrible.
Just and yeah, if you look at the numbers, we were almost dead last in 3 years in a row on defense. So you're looking at the defensive side of it, and I don't take all the antics out of Dillon Brooks. Look at what he's able to do defensively on that court. Look at what Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith can all learn from just those two guys alone on defensive mindset.
I would dare say with all the people they brought in free agency, they're all like the same. They're kind of cut from the same cloth. Like I see the culture they're trying to build. I kind of like it. You know what I mean?
I mean, I liked it. It was to me, you're giving Ime guys he wanted. You're bringing in, like you said, culture.
Mm-hmm.
We needed that. We were the young goon squad team last year, and we had those moments. I mean, for me to say like, okay, let's not get Dillon Brooks because he's a head case. You could have said that about half of our team last year.
Yeah. And not only that, is from what I understand, we were competing with Dallas for Dillon Brooks.
Yeah.
I don't want to play you a bunch of times either. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I might as well get you.
Yeah. And you, like we said, again, you have to spend the money. So
I was thinking about this earlier. See if you could follow this train of thought. And if you do, see if you agree with it. Yeah. The reason that I'm 100% okay with bringing in these kind of players to change the culture and to actually teach these guys how to win basketball games. We can't keep sucking like that. Like we can't do that. Not only because we're fans and we don't want to see that shit, but I feel like take a team like Minnesota that waited too long to do anything. Like Karl Anthony Towns has bad freaking habits. Wiggins had bad freaking habits. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't want to be 2026 and we're still like, no, Jalen and Jabari are going to be good. And it's like, no, they're losers because they never were taught how to win. So let's just nip this shit in the bud while we're tilting that line of like sucking for a long time and just pay people to come in and teach us how it's done.
Yep.
The game is to be sold, not told. And that's what we're doing right now. Straight up.
Right now, these young guys are sponges. They want to learn. Best way to do it is bring in some quality vets. And there we go. One of the signings that we got, Jock Landale, a lot of people don't know who the hell he is. And a lot of Rockets
is the motherfucker that took DeAndre Ayton's job. Like Phoenix is so dumb for not keeping this guy. You know what I'm saying? In my personal opinion, because you and I, we probably watched just about every playoff game there was. Jock Landale was one of the people who made a name for himself. Straight up.
The funny thing is, all you had to do was watch playoff basketball. Right. All you had to do is know that DeAndre Ayton got benched for this guy. And this guy was balling out, had the trust of Dillon Brooks and Kevin Durant out there.
I'm not saying that he's the Joker. I'm not saying he's a star. I even doubt he starts on our team, people. But we wanted Zubac. Guess what? He gave Zubac the business. We wanted Plumlee. He gave Plumlee the business.
You've lost out on Brook Lopez, which we knew was a pipe dream in itself anyway. You were going to have to overpay anyway. You go and get a guy that played in playoff games. You get him for 4 years, $32 million with 1 year guaranteed on that. So if he sucks, guess what? Drop the contract. Hey, bro, it didn't work out. If he's good, guess what? I picked this shit right back up, bro.
Yeah, he's stupid fucking young. He's really fucking big. He's got a motor on him like you cannot believe. And he's the one player on our team who can do something that nobody else can. He can straight up body defend the post. He's the best on-ball post defender we have, and he hasn't played a game for us yet.
Yes. That is it. Stop sleeping on these moves. Stop acting. You can tell there's people on Twitter that I follow for Astros, Rockets, Texans, and some of them, they do all three. Some of them just need to focus on one. And some of them that are like the Rockets are being the worst run franchise right now with these moves and all that stuff. You're tripping, bro. Like
You are tripping.
there's a lot of worse franchises out there.
Tell me any of those jokers. I'm about to cuss them. Any of them tell me that Orlando got a better roster than Houston right now.
No.
They don't. Tell me that Washington has a better roster. They don't.
Charlotte.
Nope. They don't.
Nope. There's
Like
a
we're
lot of
built
teams.
to play right now. Tell me that San Antonio's not good as Houston.
It's not.
Victor, who's his damn mama, can be all he wants to be over there, but San Antonio is not better than us right now.
Exactly. I mean, we had to gain vets in, so it means taking people out. So Ty Washington, Usman Garuba, a 2028 Houston second, a 2025 Minnesota second, and 1 million cash got sent out to Atlanta for Alpha Kaba draft rights. So
he's like the last player picked in the 2017 draft, so I doubt he'll ever play for us.
Probably won't ever. He'll probably just be another chip in a piece somewhere, something. But they did trade for Patty Mills from the Nets.
We did. I think he's just one of those bench guys, glue guys, in case we need you guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can honestly say, like, we moved players, but we also kept the best we had because we're still 7 deep in youngsters. And we were like, man, I really hated to see Josh Christopher go, but it is what it is. Like, Garuba, I didn't really give a shit about. I mean, Kmart went to the Clippers for 2 second-round picks. And I really can't hate that because Obi Toppin got traded today for 2 second-round picks. So I guess that's kind of market value.
And that's what it seems like. The market is what it gave us so far. I mean, you got to go with the market.
Like Patty Mills is one of those players where I just don't see minutes for you unless somebody gets hurt or they send like a men or somebody to
G League or something.
G League.
Yeah.
Like Jayshawn Tate, I feel bad because I don't know where you're going to get minutes at unless like Whitmore's in the G League or something.
Yeah. And I mean, so far, so you got what? Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Dillon Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., Alfred Sengun.
Those are my starters. Those 5 I have listed as my starters. 6 through 10, because I remember Boston playing a shit ton of players. I got Amen, KPJ, Cam Whitmore, Tari Eason, and Jock Landale coming off my bench. And then I got Jayshawn Tate and Patty Mills just sitting there for now. So it's 12 players that I can think of. I can't think of the other 3 if we have them. But do you think they bring Deshaun Nix back?
No, I don't think they do. I think they signed they kept their what's it called? Their 2-way player though, Trevor Hudgens.
I just want to say this is we asked for changes so we can't be mad that we got them.
Yes.
Right? I guess that we like there's shock value in overpaying some people or what we perceive to be overpaid, but from this day on, we have all the right to criticize Rafael Stone. Like this is the work that we criticize, like we did all the other Houston GMs. So we'll see if it works out, bro. If it doesn't, you're an idiot, and because we already wanted you fired.
I mean, we praised lots of years of trading away assets for James Harden. So be patient. You had to spend the money. You had to get rid of young players, and I get it. People are like, "Oh, we just got rid of Usman Garuba, a 1st-round pick, and Ty Washington, a 1st-round pick." Okay,
and Josh Christopher, a 1st-round pick.
That's fine. You know what panned out? Jalen Green, Alfred Sengun, Steele, Jabari, like other 1st-rounders. It's fine if you traded some to get some vets to help those 3 guys out.
It's okay to trade a 1st-round pick out if he was the 4th one you had that year, because that's what Garuba was.
Like I'm like, you people didn't even care about Garuba last year, and now you're crying that we got rid of him.
And 5 years from now, when we don't remember his name, he'll only be referred to as the guy who shit his pants playing for Spain. That's who he's gonna be one day.
Exactly. I mean, Kenyon Martin, hey bro, cool. You finally got your wish. You're out of Houston. Good luck with the injury-prone Clippers, bro.
Yes. and that
Like,
log jam of 3-4 players they have over there. Like you are just one. You're like the ninth best 3-4 they have on that team.
yes. I mean, and like we said it during draft. They're probably going to end up getting second round picks for
Mm-hmm.
players, and they had to move players. I mean, that's what Ty and Gruba meant. The Kenya Martin, more assets. So it makes sense. I mean, it's surprising. I'm surprised that Deshaun Nix is still on. I mean, not Deshaun Nix, Jayshawn Tate's still on the team.
It's just so much, dude. There was literally games where I seen him winning for us, where he told all them young boys just
No,
move.
I love
Oh,
it.
and we
We
only pay him $2 million.
That's what I was gonna say. I love it because we don't pay him shit, and he produces. We as Houston fans know what he produces. So I'm guessing, is this everything that we should?
My big question to you is like, do you feel like giving Dillon Brooks $80 million is overkill when you could have just played Jayshawn Tate the whole time?
No, I don't think so because we've talked about it before. Jayshawn Tate is older, but you
Mm-hmm.
don't have the experience.
They're the same age.
Yeah, but well, I mean, okay, I mean, I meant older, like as over everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Well, not anymore.
yeah, but I'm like, for me, it's like all BS aside for Dillon Brooks. I just think like, I mean, he had a meeting with the Lakers, he had a meeting with Milwaukee, so there
Mm-hmm.
was interest from two quality teams for
Mm-hmm.
sure. But he went with the money and he bet on himself with money instead of going to a championship caliber team and taking a huge cut. Can't be mad at
It's
it.
funny because I'm just asking that question to myself over and over again. Like, how can we get Jayshawn Tate in this lineup? And the more and more I look at the players that I project to start and come off the bench, it's like, who is going to piss off Ime first? And time again, I keep thinking it's going to be Sengun.
Probably. I mean, he did say nothing's handed to you.
Yeah. And I don't, and you know, I'll say this: Sengun will hustle. Sengun will go. He'll give
Yeah.
you effort and all that. It's just some. I just don't see him doing the things that. Well, I guess he could play like Horford did in Boston.
Yeah, I think he could. I think for sure he could play a Horford if that shot. I mean, he's been working on it from what I've been keeping up with. That's the one thing he's been focused on is
I
that.
never thought that he was particularly bad at it. I just thought that he just didn't take them. Like,
No, he's the one that, and that's why I liked. He said, he goes, I need to work on this. He goes, I was not good enough for my team at this, and so I'm like, all right, if at least if you're taking accountability, you're not doing that James Harden bullshit where it's like it's not my fault, it's fucking Jalen Green's fault because he passed the ball below my knees and shit. Like,
my only concerns are making sure that our young dudes get enough minutes. Um, Other than that, I'm pretty excited. This is the best team we've had in probably since the bubble, maybe.
you lie.
And I didn't even like that team, to be honest with you.
No, that team sucks.
Um, but I'm pretty excited. Pressure's on you, Jalen Jabari.
Time to step up. It feels like this is pretty much it, unless there's some trade we don't know about somewhere. But it kind of feels like, all right, this is the team that you're rolling with. You got two out of your three top free agents you wanted.
So would you say by trading Josh Christopher, Ty, and all that other stuff, it's almost certain that Kevin Porter stays?
I think so.
I feel that way now too. I feel better about that. And yeah, I was a Josh Christopher fan, but I would much rather have Kevin Porter.
Yeah, and you could kind of see when the Christopher Jalen communication and like connection kind of shifted more to Kevin Porter and Jalen, and I'm cool with it. That's his boy.
The way that we're constructed reminds me. I mean, it gives me the vibes of 2021 or 2022 New Orleans Pelicans.
Ooh, I like that.
You know, that's how I feel about it. A bunch of good wings. You bring in a good guard. Um, I like it. I'm good. New coach. You know, after with this lineup with the new coach and all, I almost want to say if you don't get a play-in spot, then that's a failure.
Mm. So, as of right now, constructed. where does this team rank? Play-in team, maybe?
I think you're definitely a playing team. I mean, you might be 9 or 10, but still, you're a playing team.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like that's what I was saying earlier. Like, just look in the West. San Antonio does not have a better team than us. No. Utah does not have a better team than us. You trade Dame. Portland does not have a better team than us.
No.
That's so 3 right there. That's 3. I mean, we're not top heavy like Dallas, but we're deeper than Dallas. I think we can compete with OKC. I really feel like we're a 9 or 10 seed in the West.
You could literally throw Fred VanVleet at Kyrie.
Yes.
And then have multiple people guard.
I'm going to throw Fred VanVleet at Kyrie and Dillon Brooks at Luka.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Multiple people with Dillon Brooks at Luka. And all right, now try to outscore us, bro. What, Dwight Powell's going to be your guy?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel maybe I'm full of shit because I'm a Rockets fan and I'm overthinking it and I'm too hyped. But to tell me that I have like an Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore coming off my bench who we projected to be superstars is like, how could you not be happy about that?
Exactly. Like, all eyes need to be on what we're building here. And for everybody that's worried about he's a cancer, this and that, we've said it. Ime's not going to allow that. And the staff he's built, Thiago Splitter and all these guys, they're not going to allow any antics like that to be in this locker room.
You still like that bench is still like more of a goon squad than last year's too. So we still got a squad.
I mean, I'm hyped though. It's a nice lineup. Starting 5.
We're gonna find out because we got summer league next week.
Ooh, true. We get the youngsters. Anybody else that you want them to sign?
Not really. Not off the top of my head.
I can't really think of anybody else.
I mean, just looking at our roster. Maybe go get another center from somewhere just to sit there. Maybe bring Boban back and shit.
I was about to say, get rid of Boban.
I'm pleased with it. I mean, it feels like we got ripped off with the amount of money, but it's all good.
It ain't my money. So, would you go get Mo Bamba just to throw him on the bench?
I would, but if he's not signed with anybody at this point, he's probably looking for money. And I don't want to pay you money to go just sit on the bench.
True. Yeah, I don't really see anybody else. No.
I'm thinking more of like based on what he is out there, it'd probably be somebody like a Mike Muscala.
Bismarck Biyombo.
They may bring in Daniel Tice back.
True. Yeah, that's a quality. We'll get Gorgie Dang.
Hey, I seen Gorgie Dang put up some points before.
He did, and then I don't know what happened. Oh well.
I just feel like keep bringing in the big men because, like I said, our division got bigger, so we can get bigger with it.
Yeah, we're gonna need bodies to throw at people for sure. I mean, we'll find out. I mean, there's not much out there still. But we got the guy 2 out of the 3s. It's not bad.
So now I got to look at this list, right? And I got to figure out whose jersey I want. Like, I have a sneaky suspicion, and I'm hoping I'm right, that my favorite player in all of this is going to be Cam Whitmore. Because, you know, I've been a fan of Cam's for a minute. So
you were the one that told me to start watching him.
Jalen and Cam Whitmore are kind of my 2 favorite. Cam, Jalen, and Jabari.
I like it.
Me too.
Well, Rockets fans, let us know what you think. I know a lot of you aren't happy with the money, but hey, it's not our money, so it's fine. Tillman's money, so let him spend it. Remember, the new TV deal comes into play, I believe, 2025, 2026.
Correct.
So it actually plays a part also. Everything goes up. So some of these deals look a bit different at that time. Let me know what you're grading them. We'll have a poll up on the YouTube. That being said, man, we made to this point. Like, subscribe to the network. You know, we got you covered on all Houston Astros, Rockets, Texans. And we're out of here, man. Y'all stay safe. Later.
How much I'm working for this? I swear my dreams are too important.